Hello everyone, my name is Devin, and thank you for tuning to my channel, Devin's Mastermind. So y'all probably wonder why I sound different. That's because my voice is getting deeper. I'm just gonna tell you that for a fact. But first of all, before I want to get into anything, I want to say congratulations. I want to say thank y'all for all the new folks that or old folks or whatever who didn't subscribe to me and my channel. I just want to say thank you, mother, for always helping me do this channel. I just want to say thank you. Thank you everybody who supports me in a good way. Thank you to my friends at school. Thank you to my family at home. Just thank you. Yeah, and I know in every video I should probably say, okay, I should at least give a thank you to some people. If you don't give a thank you to people, you see, stuff ain't gonna be good for you. That means you're taking stuff for granted. But I'm not taking stuff for granted. So either way, what I wanted to say congratulations to the Kansas Jayhawks basketball men's team, and I want to say congratulations. I forgot what the women did. Kind of hate that because I don't know if that deals with stereotype or bias stuff or whatever it does. But either way, I just wanted to say congratulations to the Kansas Jayhawks men's basketball team for winning that championship against North Carolina, and I wanted to say congratulations to the women's basketball team. Like I said, I think it was. I know it was. I think. I don't know who it was. I'm sorry, y'all. I know I'm forgetting the women. I should not be doing that. That is very disgraceful of me, and I need to do better. But I'm just saying. That's what I'm just saying. So either way, next up, I want to get into. Okay, as y'all know, I got my Saint chain on. My friend George and Connor gave it to me when they went back to the New Orleans to the NOLA. And either way, I just want to say thank you to them too. But either way, what I wanted to say is, I'm gonna tell you the reason why I got the Saints chain on, and I'm gonna tell you why the Saints ain't about that stuff saying that they ain't Super Bowl or playoff contenders. Let me tell you something. They got Tyrann Mathieu. They got Hunter Badger. He played for LSU. Then he went to Houston. Was it Houston and Arizona? I know they said. I saw because I kept seeing a few plays. And then he went, and now he's with the New Orleans Saints. So all I want to say is for all you Saints haters, don't talk about my Saints because we Saints, we coming to get y'all. We coming to get y'all Falcons, y'all's Buccaneers and Panthers, and whoever else comes into the Saints town and tries to get them. We ain't about that. It's called Who That Nation, y'all. Now I know, but this is me. This is my personality. See, I was just rapping. I was just being funny, y'all. Don't excuse me out for all that. I'm just being funny. I love being funny. I don't know if y'all knew that was my personality. But my personality is to make people laugh. And I want to do that the best way I can so I can earn me my money by making people laugh and then people giving me money because I done made them laugh so good. So either way, I want to say, but yeah, that's the reason why the Saints are contenders. Another reason why the Saints are contenders. Who did they get from the draft? Chris Olave, Trevor Penny. They got all them people. They got Chris Olave. They were one of the best wide receivers at Ohio State. Not one of the best, but you got. Who else do you got? Because I know you got Garrett Wilson. You got Jackson Smith and Jigba. That's them. Jackson Smith and the Jigba is the one who's currently on the watch, but I know Garrett Wilson is the one. He got drafted by the New York Jets, so good luck with that, Garrett Wilson, because I'm Jets. I don't know about them, though. I hate it. Like I said, I be hating it for some of these guys that do be going to. I'm like, you going to a sucky team now. You going to not a good team that ain't look like it ain't been good. Look like they need to tank or something. Somebody need to be tanking. I don't know. Maybe the Falcons should tank. I'm like, you see, I just love being a Saints fan because that's all we do. We just talk. We talk our stuff, but we know we be wearing our chains and stuff. We be wearing everything. Like I said, like Beyonce, that Beyonce song where they said, "Welcome to the New Orleans." Yeah, welcome to the NOLA. Welcome to New Orleans, where Who That Nation plays, and where Who That Nation will beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Who That Nation will beat the Rams. And I'm not finna say the Falcons most. Don't even give me that look, because I'm not even finna say that. I'm just talking in general. I'm just saying. Look, when you're a Saints fan, it's hard. It's hard to be a Falcons fan. I mean, but the Falcons ain't got no rings anyway. At least we got one ring. Even if we don't have 6 or 7 or whoever, or something like Tom Brady, we still got something. Falcons got none. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know Falcons fans are gonna be really mad at me when they hear me, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's why them Saints coming to get y'all. Talking about this the Dirty Bird Nation. This ain't no Dirty Bird Nation. This is the Sucky Bird Nation. Yeah, it is. It is, mama.
You in the wrong state.
In the wrong. Well, I'll go to New Orleans. Shoot, I'll go to New Orleans and play for Joe Burrow. I mean, at least that's what he went for college. Tyrann Mathieu. I'll play for Shaquille O'Neal. All them people that went to LSU and that was with the New Orleans team, even though not all of them were with the New Orleans team, except Tyrann Mathieu with both New Orleans team of college and the NFL. But anyway, like I said, yeah, y'all got everybody got to stop on giving me on the Saints. Now I know the reason why the Saints probably wouldn't be able to do much, or why they probably would have maybe an early exit, is because we need Jameis Winston to be famous Winston, which means we don't need him to have that Tampa Bay stuff that he had, 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. We need Jameis Winston to be like how one time he played against the Rams where they had won. I think the Bucks had won 55-40 back in 2018, 2019. Jameis Winston threw for like over 300-something 50 yards and like 4 touchdowns. When I tell you Jameis Winston looked like a legend that day, he looked like a legend that day. He better look like a legend here too, because we don't need him here too. He ain't with the Bucks. He's with the New Orleans Saints. Anyway, like I said. So that's all I wanted to get into for that. And I also want to talk about the draft. This wasn't a quarterback draft. It was not a quarterback draft. But I'm going to tell you what it was, what kind of draft it was. It was a defensive draft. It was nothing but defensive players getting on that board, getting on that pick, going to teams. I mean, come on now. I mean, yeah, you got Jermaine Johnson. I think he's one of the best, like, big guys at Florida State because he played for Georgia. I mean, he only played for Georgia for a little bit, but then, hold on, y'all. He played for Georgia, but then he went to Florida State. Because, of course, you ain't getting no playing time. And when I tell you Jermaine Johnson, when I saw his stuff on him, when I tell you that man is a gigantic beast, that man is a beast. Now, I do not know who I compare him to. These days, it's a lot to compare people to people. Because at first, okay, y'all, I'm bad. My bad. Sometimes you get stuff in your mouth and you be like, Jesus, like, get out of my mouth. Like, I ain't got time for this. I'm trying to talk to my people on this. And I got stuff distracting me, and I don't like that not one bit. So anyway, I wanted to say, yeah, Jermaine Johnson looked like, he necessarily maybe didn't look like the best, get quarterback, but, he had forced fumbles, maybe. He had forced fumbles. But either way, he's a beast. Let me tell you something. That defensive draft, how it was, like with Jordan Davis going to the Eagles, Kobe Dean going to the Eagles, Trayvon Walker going to the Sucksonville Jaguars. Have fun with that Trayvon Walker, because some Jacksonville Jaguars look like they ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't won no Super Bowl either anyway. So at least the Falcons are not alone though. But anyway, like I said, yeah, Trayvon Walker, you had Lewis Singh. You had 5 players picked in the first round. Let me tell you something. This is going to probably be one of the best defensive drafts, period, and probably, when the rookies play each other anyway. I mean, I'm talking about Jermaine from Florida State, Kayvon Thibodeaux from Oregon, who's now a New York Giant. Have fun with that, Kayvon Thibodeaux. Have fun with a lot of these teams. You got Sauce Gardner. You got Aiden Hutchinson with the Lions. Definitely have fun with that, Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, yeah, I know I'm being a little bit too kind of, weird, but I'm just saying, all these players better, they're going to have to play their best, even though they're going to have to be with it. Not an okay team. Now, it depends on how that team drafted, because the Jets drafted good to me. To me, the Jets probably could be a 8 or 9, maybe. They could be more, than what they've lately been doing. Come on now, you got Zach Wilson from BYU, one of the best, one of the best quarterbacks in that draft a year ago. You got him. Then you got who else you got? It's so many of them in the Jets. You got that what's his name? Williams? Not Javonte Williams. He's with the Broncos, but somebody I know his name is Williams. I think because I know he had played for North Carolina and he was a good running back. Either way, yeah. And then they got Breece Hall from Iowa State. So, and Brees Hall, he could do different things like no other player could do at Iowa State. And so you got him. So yeah, I think when I looked at the Jets draft, I think they were like the second best, draft behind the Ravens. Quincy Williams, that ain't I know he's supposed to be a Jets, but that's not him though. But I know about him. But either way, like I said, he's a running back. A running back for the New York Jets. You got Brees Hall and one other dude I know. And I know his name was Williams because he played for North Carolina. But either way, I'm not going to necessarily, get into that because I got plenty of other topics I got to talk about too. So either way, like I said, yeah, the Jets drafted good. The Ravens, I always draft good. I mean, come on now. The Ravens get Kyle Hamilton. That ain't fair. Kyle Hamilton is one of those players like you necessarily didn't need him, but maybe some team kind of did. But he's kind of one of the ones. His ability and playmaking, and like I said, I don't go deep into the stuff saying like how good of a safety, how he does this, how he does that, how does he do on the field, or like what's the pressure rate that he has and all that stuff. And it'd be crazy, but either way, I'd be looking like but I'm like Kyle Hamilton, like y'all get him like the Ravens. I tell you, with the Ravens or nothing else, I'll give them their props. They draft good and nothing else, but for whatever reason, when they be in the season, stuff just don't click for them. It don't click for them. You thinking the Jets probably supposed to go like, I think the Jets are more of 13-4, 14-3 team. I mean, they're 10-7, 9. They're playing at times, or each year, they're always like 3, 4, 5, maybe wins under than what I expected them to be. But anyway, we're gonna get into that. But like I said, I think they drafted good. There's a few other, sleepers. You got George. I don't know his name. His last name is Kapelis or whatever from the Kansas City Chiefs. He played for Purdue. And I know David Bell. He went to Cleveland Browns. So he played also for Purdue. Purdue has always, they're always been known for the team for upsetting teams. But either way, them. Who else you got? You got, like I said, it was so much because. Who can count a 7-round, 260-something draft kind of thing? Who can remember all of them? Now, I wish I probably could. A lot of folks say I could because I keep all the stuff in my head down. So I'm like, who can remember 7 rounds of 261 picks? That sounds very complicated. You remember more so the first, second, and third, but you ain't gonna really care about the fourth and the seventh, even though there were some players that were in the fourth and seventh. I'm like, 4 through 7, I'm just like, y'all forget this. Y'all sleeping on this play. This play should have been drafted. But do they listen to me? No, they don't. They never listen to me. But they gonna listen to me sometime. But like I said, yeah, that was about it with the draft. Next up, I want to get into, the NBA. I know in the NBA, lately, the Celtics and I'm good. I just want to say, like, the Celtics and the Bucks are playing. So, that's going to be an interesting matchup because the Celtics, or it's even series now. The Bucks were 1-0. They whooped the Celtics, and now the Celtics whooped the Bucks. Just like it's the same. Like the Warriors beat the Grizzlies close. Now the Grizzlies beat the Warriors close. So it's even in the 1-1. And when I looked at it, I actually predict the Grizzlies to win at 7. I would say 7, because I know it couldn't be 6, really. And if it kind of is 6, then, hey, maybe the Grizzlies are something I really didn't know about. But John Morant's becoming to a great young star. He got his number retired by Murray State Racers team. Yeah. And I also wanted to say this. I was talking this about to one of my grandparents. 9 times out of 10, if you get your jersey retired at a college for basketball mostly, 9 times out of 10, you're going to win a championship or you're just going to be good. Now, unless if you're James Harden, that's something different. Yeah, he didn't got his number retired, but has he won a championship? Nope. Has he? I mean, yeah, so that's a different story for him either way. But I'm not going to get into all that because James Harden, he's had times, but I think lately, his 32 years of age or 30-something, and I'm not trying to like blame age or say this, but I think 10, 11, 12, however long he done played, it done caught up with him. Father Time has said, it is time to go. It's not son time, it's father time. You know what I mean? It's father time. Like, father time I'm saying, James Harden, you need to be with us. You need to be with us. Amen. But either way, like I said, yeah. 9 times, but like I said, these playoffs have been they haven't necessarily been as fun. Like Miami Heat 76ers one. I care about that one, but I don't. But I think the Heat are going to win because, 76ers don't got Joel Embiid. And then, who else? And then, you got the Suns and the Mavericks. Luka Doncic is just a great A player. I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to put it like, but he's a great player. The thing is, the only thing that's keeping him probably down is, is the Suns got more depth and they got more people. All the people can score, they can just play defense, they can do fun stuff. Not trying to say that the White Power is not that dude or whoever else who's ever playing defense. But when you look at the Mavericks and the Suns, if you ask me, it looks like size. It looks like, the Mavericks are undersized. Maybe not with Spencer Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith or whoever else and Dwight Powell. But like Jalen Brunson, that dude's been a young star. That dude's been really good. I mean, you should have saw how he was tearing up those Jazz, but I'm just like, but then it's the Suns. The Suns, the Suns are way better than the Jazz. We all knew that. Even I kind of knew that last year. I kind of thought it was going to be the Jazz and the Suns. I kind of thought it was going to be the Jazz, in the NBA Finals because they had the #1 seed and they just looked like they could play together and they kept having like 10-game winning streaks back to back where they would win 10, lose 1, but then they would go back and win maybe 9 or 10, then lose 1. It was just that kind of, you would have thought it would have been maybe them, but like I said, the Suns, they're clearly better. I mean, you got a great veteran point guard in Chris Paul. You got Cam Johnson, who's a young star. You got Mikal Bridges, who's one of the best. Well, not maybe the best, let me say, but he's like third, fourth best defensive player in the league. He probably maybe, Marcus Smart, and then you got Bam Adebayo. Either way, you got him. Who else you got on the Suns team? And I hope I mentioned a good bit of them. JaVale McGee. I think so. You got a lot of players on the Suns. I think the Suns are built to win a championship. I think the Suns and the Bucks play, which I really want. I really think it could be the Suns and the Celtics. And I say this, or maybe you know what? Let me stop there. Heat. The Heat have known to maybe beat teams. Now, do I think the Heat could probably beat the Bucks? Maybe not. Or if they did, they maybe get in a little trouble. But then you think, okay, if you look at the Celtics and the Heat, if you look at past times, the Heat have beaten the Celtics. Have gotten the Celtics in a weird way. And I kind of thought maybe the Celtics were more, but the Celtics got different depth now. You got Al Horford. You traded Kemba Walker to the New York Knicks. I mean, I think Al Horford was a good player. Because I'm like, at first, how you going to trade Kemba for Al Horford? But then when I realized it doesn't matter the points and the scoring. It just matters, how that player plays. Or how that player, how he has the ability to make that team good. And, and just, do stuff, not necessarily do stuff. But Al Horford was more so the guy. And Brad Stevens, I think, knew that. The former head coach, but the head coach. And I'm sorry, I don't want to be funny with this. I think his name is Ime Udoka. I thought his name was Ime Udoka. And I'm like, Devin, what have you done? I was like, what have you done? I was like, I did not mean it. I thought it was Ime Udoka, but it was Ime Udoka. And of course, he's from Nigeria. But I literally thought his name, I literally questioned his name, but his name is not as bad as the Budenholzer family. Who wants to be the Budenholzer? I would hate to have that last name too for the Bucks, for the head coach. I feel so bad for Mike Budenholzer. I know when he was a kid, I know he got picked on. And y'all, this might be a little bit too, I know y'all gonna be laughing when y'all see this, but Mike Budenholzer. Hey, Mr. Budenholzer, Coach Budenholzer. I would rather say Coach Mike or Mr. Mike. I wouldn't rather say, hey, Coach Budenholzer, that sounds so nasty. That sounds so nasty. And I don't like hearing that not one bit. Even me saying it makes me feel, you see, my legs are already doing a little something, but just hearing that name makes you want to laugh. Budenholzer, and then I'm Udoka, even though it's Ime Udoka. Or whatever. Yeah, I have a hard time with these people's names, but I don't mean to make fun of their names. Either way, I'm not going to get into that. But I think with the Celtics and the Bucks, I actually went for the Celtics. I kind of want the Celtics to win, but then at the same time, for the Bucks, they're probably more so of a better team. But then as you look at it, you kind of don't. No, I think the Bucks and the Celtics, because when you look at the Bucks, they're a championship team. When you look at the Celtics, they're more so of an Eastern Conference Finals team. So even still, what I'm trying to say is you're going to probably pick the Bucks. And I kind of thought too, but then the Bucks ain't got Chris Middleton. They're a star player. And the Celtics, they ain't got Marcus Smart now. I don't know for how long, but he's the defensive player of the year, so congratulate him on winning that. But either way, like I said, I think the Celtics need all them pieces. And I think that first game, but lately when you look at the Bucks and the Celtics, I noticed the Bucks always seem to have the Celtics number. But maybe in the playoffs it's different. Either way, yeah, I almost want to say I think that's about it for that. Yeah, I know there's one more other topic I needed to get to. I don't know. I was going to maybe talk about, if y'all want to hear about my Lifetime stuff. But either way, I wanted to talk about, I know somebody I'm messing up and I should. Oh, the return of college basketball. How's Gonzaga going to look now that they lost to Arkansas? How's Gonzaga going to look? Drew Timmy gone. Shep Homer gone. They both gone. Yeah, the Gonzaga players got it. Is Mark Few going to be gone? I mean, yeah, he's been there for 20 years. Is he going to retire? I think most of the time, if you having a successful career as a coach at a college for like more than 20 years, 9 out of 10, your butt's not gonna be fired. You're gonna be retiring because it be so long. I know it be because it's like you got to travel with the players. You got the new players coming in the next year. You got new players coming the next year, and the next year, and the next year. 1 year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, 4 years later, 5 years later, whatever. And either way. And yeah, and eventually that gets tiring. It gets tiring. So I could see why most of the time, if like I said, if you're a head coach for like 20 seasons, like Nick, or like, even Nick Saban's not a head coach for 20 seasons, but about 15. If you're around that 15 and 20, and if you kind of took your team to good standards, 9 times out of 10, yeah, you're retired as a head coach. There's no doubt about that. You're retiring. You probably gonna get, you're probably gonna be in the rafters. I want to be in the rafters one day, but I don't know if I'll ever be in the rafters. I don't look like I'm gonna be the rafters in basketball. I'm a good defender though, but I ain't no like good shooter. But I want to be in the rafters. I want my name called. I want to be like Devin Wallace, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, thank the Lord, this day finally came. I was waiting for this day. I was waiting to be my name put up in the rafters. I think that's what they call it. Or whatever. So either way, I just want to say that. So last night at least, I just wanted to get into. I was gonna talk about Lifetime. I'm gonna save that for another time. I don't really want to talk about that because if y'all gonna be funny, you know how the movie always starts and how Lifetime be doing it. They need to do it differently. But either way, that's not really much about football. That's just talking about movies or what your favorite channel is. My favorite channel is ESPN. I mean, we should all know that by now. ESPN this, ESPN that. Oh, and I forgot one more thing. This is going to be the last thing before I go, y'all. I forgot to mention the Bearcats for Cincinnati. Let me tell you something. I feel like the Cincinnati could beat everybody, except for, like, all the big teams. So, like, they could probably give Clemson a tough time, but I think likely they would beat everybody else in the ACC. Because you don't know who's really good in the ACC. Now, I told also Cincinnati, I don't think they could beat, like, Michigan State, or Penn State, Ohio State in the Big Ten, because we've seen what Ohio State did to Cincinnati, 49-0 one time, or 42-0. Back in 2018 or 2019 when Justin Fields was playing. But either way, I just want to say, yeah, Purdue too, because Purdue's always been known for upsetting teams. I think they've had like 17 wins over top 1 teams, whatever it is. Purdue's always been. They're called the spoil makers. Which we all know, Purdue spoil makers. They be spoiling people. Not spoiling like, oh, I'm going to spoil you. But I'm talking about spoiling like they be spoiling playoff chances. Okay, mama, hold on. Yeah. So either way, I also wanted to say, I think Cincinnati could beat teams, but I think there's also a good bit of teams. And there also could be some teams. I feel like they could probably beat Oklahoma, but could they beat OK State and Baylor, even though OK State and Baylor, always has a tough time against Oklahoma, and they necessarily don't always win, but eventually they will. They give them a tough time. Yeah, no, I don't really think they could, but I think Cincinnati could beat a few bit of these good teams that are in here now. Like, Cincinnati could definitely beat Rutgers. No question about that. And then, Cincinnati, BYU, Houston, UCF is supposed to be joining in the Big 12, and I thought that was good because I'm just like, these are 4 teams that have been, doubted, but that they're about to be in a big conference. And I almost want to say, and I'm like, if you're going to give these teams a try, why don't you give the other upset teams a try, like Appalachian State, even though they don't really upset no more like they used to. But they've been known for upsetting teams, and if I saw Appalachian State, I would maybe play for them, give them a shot and stuff. They're known for upsetting, maybe like not necessarily SEC school, but maybe other different schools. But either way, That's it. Love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning to my channel. I'm glad I have a few subscribers. Thank you. So I'm glad I have more subscribers. I want to get to 100. Love you. Bye bye.